We're going to talk about bracing your core. Now, first of all, why do we actually need to brace our core? We need to brace our core anytime we're lifting because it's going to stop us getting injured, it's going to protect our back, and it's going to stop us getting a hernia as well. It's also going to keep us stronger and more solid in the lifts, especially the heavier lifts, but we should be trying to brace our core, even lifting up like anything off the ground. If we drop a pen or anything like that, we should be trying to brace our core and practicing that movement all the time. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, so to brace our core, you don't have to take your top off. I'm just doing it so you can actually see my stomach expanding. Okay, so we're going to find our hip here and our ribs, and we're going to come in between. First, we're going to just stick our fingers in, and we can feel, obviously there's bones here, our ribs are here and our hips are here, so we come into this kind of spongy part in the middle, okay? Now we're going to take a few breaths into our belly, so our chest should not rise. We shouldn't see this. See, my ribs are flaring here. My chest lifted there. We don't want that. We want to be breathing into our belly, okay? So we're going to push our fingers in, not too tight, a bit light, and breathe into our belly. You can see here my chest doesn't move. Nothing above here moves. It's just my belly. Let me just show you from the side here. You can see here it's a very slight movement, and also in the back as well. Okay, so that's the movement we want. We can also clamp our hands here. You can do this sitting or standing, where we're sitting down. Clamp our hands in between our ribs and our hips, and then breathe in. And we should feel our belly expanding every way. So it's like blowing up a balloon. If we're blowing up a balloon or like a football, we don't just blow it up in one direction like that. It goes out in every direction, okay? So now what do we do when it actually comes to doing an exercise? So let's say we're doing a squat. We want to brace our core, pretend that somebody is about to punch you into the stomach, so it's kind of like that, like I'm bracing now, but I can talk, so it's not a real very tense, but just enough that you can talk, okay? So if I was doing a squat, say I had the bar on my back, or even a goblet squat here, I would take my breath in, I would do my squat, and then you can reset at the top again, okay? Because you will be after losing some of the intra-abdominal pressure, the pressure around your abdominal area as you go through that movement. A good thing here, especially with the squat, is to think about going underwater. So imagine you're up to, say where the microphone here is up to water. You take your breath in, if you have your barbell say on your back, you brace, you go under the water, and then you blow out as you come up. So if you were squatting, say in a swimming pool, you wouldn't breathe in as you go down because you get a mouthful of water. So you breathe in here, you go down, and you can blow out as you come up. So that's if you're doing a squat. You can do it with a multitude of exercises, and I'm going to show you some on the ground here as well. Okay, so a good way to do it is if you're on the ground as well. You have gravity on your side, which is always good. So we want to keep our back to the ground. So you might need to tuck your tailbone or your pelvis under a small bit. Again, we can stick our fingers in here between our hips and our ribs, or you can clamp, whichever you want, okay? We'll breathe in and breathe laterally, so to the sides, and also to the back and to the front. Again, the chest, shoulders don't lift here. Breathe in. And you can even hold it for a second, exhale out. Breathe in. Hold it for a second, and if you feel here, it should feel a bit tenser. You might have to push in a small bit, but the abs are there. Everybody has abs. Sometimes we just have that protective layer over them, okay? Relax again. Take a few breaths in and hold. and exhale out. Now, if we were to do an exercise here, whether it be a bridge or something else, we can also brace doing that. So let's bring our hands by our sides and we'll breathe in, brace, and now push into your feet. Lift your belly button up towards the sky. Slowly lower down, and we can go again. Brace and lift up. We should be doing this all the time, and especially if we have weight, especially if we have a lot of weight on, but do it all the time because it's good practice and it'll reinforce that habit all the time. So imagine if you had a barbell or a dumbbell or some sort of a weight here on your hips and we were doing a barbell hip thrust. We'd take our breath in and we'd push and lift. Otherwise, we can start to do this kind of movement where our hips drop like that, and I can feel it even here with no other resistance. I'm gone into my lower back. So we want to tuck that under and brace. Okay?